is Malcolm Mundy, and these are my astrological predictions for 2011. This is the final part of my series of predictions. This is going to cover Iran. Iran was conceived as an entity on February 11th, 1979 at 9 o'clock a.m. in Tehran, Iran. This was the time that the Shah of Iran stepped down, and Ayatollah Khomeini, who was leading the Iranian Revolution at the time via the students, announced a new Islamic Republic of Iran. One of the things interesting, if you want to look up ABC News and American hostages taken, you will see a video where some of the U.S. hostages are taken out, and you will see a very young Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who's now the president of Iran. You will see a very young Mahmoud Ahmadinejad escorting a U.S. hostage out, which was kind of interesting because when he was questioned about this, he said he had no participation in the hostage situation, that he was a student at the time and was protesting, but he wasn't directly involved. Well, like any other politician, how do you know when a politician is lying? When their lips are moving. Anyway, what's interesting with this chart, let's see, this defines Iran as an Aquarius at 21 degrees Aquarius, which is interesting because it forms an almost exact square to the sun placement in Israel. And usually when you have sharp squares between entities or individuals, that defines individuals or entities that are not going to like each other and that are going to be in a strong conflict with each other. My favorite example of this with individuals was Jimmy Hoffa and Robert Kennedy. Jimmy Hoffa had a sun at 1 degree Aquarius, and Robert Kennedy had a sun at his sun position at close to, I think it was 1 degree Scorpio, and Robert Kennedy was quoted as saying that when he first met Jimmy Hoffa, he said he immediately did not like him the moment he met him. So Iran and Israel, theoretically, per astrological perspectives, they do not like each other at all, in more ways than one, outside the astrological realm. Okay, for prediction number 1 for Iran. Iran may start to have uneasy relationships with China and Russia for the first 4 months of the year. And I think a lot of this has to do with recent firings of important staff that do their foreign relationships assignments from Iran with other allies. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has fired a couple of important people that are also competitors of him politically. And this has reportedly upset many of the people in Iran. I don't know if it's upset anybody in, say, China or Russia, but I can see some uneasy relationships with China and Russia with the new people that he may be appointing in these positions. And this will be for the first 4 months. After that, I think you may see Iran start to change its perspective, especially, say, in May. It may make concessions, say, with China or Russia regarding maybe its nuclear program, maybe its oil or trade thereof with oil. Right now, China and Russia want to trade oil based on the renminbi, which is China's currency, whereas Iran wants to trade its oil in terms of the euro. I can maybe see Iran making a concession with that, maybe trading with another currency or maybe a basket of currencies for that matter. Anyway, another problem that Iran has, it has Neptune and Uranus in its 12th house. That indicates much activity regarding its secret agencies, its intelligence gathering capabilities. It could also indicate disappointments thereof or it's going to put them at a disappointment in terms of its ability to gather intelligence. I think at this time Iran may become untrusting of its people, and you may start to see some restrictions of Iran in terms of basic freedoms on its people, especially for the first half of 2011. Prediction number 2, Iran may have some sort of success in June of 2011 with Jupiter square Jupiter in the 5th and Mars entering the 2nd house in June. You probably see increased military spending or increased military activity around the summertime. There are no eclipse hits on the chart of Iran in June and July, but August features Uranus squaring the midheaven via retrograde with Mars opposing the midheaven almost at the same time. So I think in August through September of 2011 you're going to see a dramatic change in Iran's reputation, probably for the worse, I think, or you may see them change some of their perspectives regarding their relationships with their allies or with their non-allies as well. Finally, prediction number 3, the last 4 months feature Saturn trining key planets while transiting the 7th. This to me indicates some big changes, especially legally speaking, with the government making such changes regarding its own people, how it treats its own people. It may also have to do with the international community pushing certain changes on Iran that's going to force its government to make changes regarding, say, its trading of oil, regarding its treatment of its people, or its treatment of other people within the area of Iran. May include Israel as well, but it will definitely see some changes in terms of, say, the laws of Iran and how it views other laws of other people outside of Iran, as well as trade. And is that it? Yeah, that's it. So that concludes my astrological predictions for 2011. I'm Malcolm Mundy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. If you need my email, it's Malcolm_Mundy@netzero.net. If you want some of these charts, I'll see if I can get them to you. But other than that, Happy New Year and best wishes to everybody in terms of your own astrological transits affecting your own chart. I hope the best for everybody. Take care.